Alright, is this working? Testing. Hey, hey! It's working! I'm hearing an echo though. Why am I hearing an echo? Oh, I see why. Okay, that's better. Hey guys! Hey, I see Runner, Lady Mist, Captain Trek. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the first ever live stream on YouTube here. Hold on, let me see if I can get the chat thing. I created a chat thing. It should be showing up. No. Alright, I guess it's not working, but I can see the chat, so. Yeah, there should be... Oh, there it is. Okay, it's just a little delayed. But now it's popping up. Alright, so so we got some news. We got Halo news and we got Cyberpunk obviously. Let's talk about the Cyberpunk stuff first, just because it's shorter. So they delayed the game to December 10th. I mean, I already did a video on it, but I don't know, I'm doing a live stream, figured might as well talk about it. What do you guys think? Yeah, yeah, Runner. It's news, so I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that everyone did a video on it. But I mean, do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? Because I thought it was a good thing. It meant that they're like, okay, we realize it's not the way we want it, so we're gonna take the extra time we feel we need to get it the way we want it by release. Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Exactly. In fact, it works for me because I'm still trying to raise funds for it. I really have nothing else to say on the Cyberpunk thing other than yeah, it's a good thing. That it works for me in terms of now I have more time to raise money because I'm $30 away from being able to purchase it on day one. So Runner, why does your profile picture keep changing in the chat? Hail Apollo Patriot. He likes his, he's Greek mythology and he loves his blue Twilight women. AM Dastardly. Thanks, M. Dastardly. Thanks. Yeah, it's pretty cool to actually manage to get this channel to 100 in such a short amount of time, especially compared to my personal channel, where that channel I've had for half a decade now. And I've only reached 200, or even 100 within this year. Well, no, I only mention it because in the chat, it's showing both of your profile pictures, Runner. It keeps switching. Yeah, if I go on YouTube, it shows the old one, but on Streamlabs, it shows the new one. Oh, okay, so you know what, this is a perfect time to go into the Halo Infinite thing, Apollo Patriot. So, as you guys can see, I have the image on screen here. So this is a render of one of their armor coatings that you get if you purchase Chips Ahoy or something. Like, if you get it, it'll come with a code, and you put the code in, and you'll get this armor in Halo Infinite for the multiplayer. And this is the Monarch Coating. So it's got, like Monarch colors, like gold and purple with some red accents on the chest there. There, see it there. And yeah, it looks fine. I like it. It looks like a Halo armor, and it's just weird to see, like, now they're gonna monetize it. I'm just gonna say right out, the reason why they have that absurd and obstructive battle pass system in Halo, the Master Chief Collection, in order to unlock armor for Halo Reach, as well as unlock the different characters of Halo 3 ODST. That's all a test bed for Halo Infinite. They're using that as a test bed for how to monetize Halo Infinite, which is annoying. Yeah, and definitely, I'm sure it probably does. YouTube is funny that way, I'm sure. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that too, Apollo Patriot. And I'm just going to go on to the aesthetics of this armor. I love the look of it. Let me just see if I can. Hold on. Alright, there. Sorry, I was on push to talk, but now that I'm actually like changing windows every second, I'm gonna need my free. So here's pretty much all the helmets from Halo 4, and they don't really look very Halo. I mean, some of them do, like this one and this one. This one sort of. That's literally just the Recon from Halo 3 and Scout from Halo 3. But then you have some pretty oddball ones that don't feel like they fit in Halo. And then we have the Seeker from Halo 5. Oh, my brother uses this as a profile picture just to troll people. It's hilarious. But that's an actual helmet from Halo 5. This is a screenshot. And then someone did this. I did not do this, unfortunately. And then we also have the Commando helmet from Halo 5. Yeah, they both look like Keurigs. But yeah, and then you have the Halo Infinite armor. It's like, okay, we're going back to the basics. Like, it looks like classic Halo. It looks like the Halo... It's a stylized version of the Halo Reach armor. It's almost like Halo Reach's armor, the Mark V from that game. It was in the Halo Legends anime short, The Package, which is very good. And someone made a really, really cool Photoshop based off of this image here from 343. And I'm absolutely in love with it. Like, look how good that looks. And then, now you realize, look how good that looks. Too bad we won't be able to make that ourselves, because you'll have to be lucky to just get armor that looks like that now. Like, now you're going to have this whole system. It's like, this is going to be... I'm sure they're going to make an armor coating that looks like this. And it's like, oh, I can't just make my guy look green with a gold visor. Now I have to hope to God that I get it through some kind of microtransaction or battle pass or whatever the hell system they're going to use. And yeah, you're saying, yeah, in terms of red versus blue, Apollo Patriot, yeah, here's a red versus blue right there. It's, like, it looks good. I like it. You know, it's just, I want to be able to customize my character. Like, that, a lot of people always say, oh, it's okay if it's cosmetics, it doesn't affect gameplay. That's a load of shit. Cosmetics affect gameplay just as much as anything else. Because you're literally, how many times have you played a game trying to unlock a specific helmet or something, and that was the reason you were playing for like 3 weeks straight? That's affecting gameplay right there. Or even, say, like in Star Citizen, I was trying to do a bunch of missions so I can earn enough credits so that I can buy this helmet that I wanted because it was really expensive in the game. Like, that's gameplay right there, you know? So the whole, you know, monetization for cosmetics doesn't affect gameplay is a load of bullshit. And then they have the whole warthog here, which actually looks good, but again, this is just they're showing off the skins and the new armor coating, which they then went to reveal in the Waypoint article, which we'll go into now. So they're pretty much doing all this weapon coating thing as a, well, that's the customization in Halo Infinite. It's just armor coating. Originally, we all thought it was going to be like these just specific skins. Armor coatings were just going to be these specific skins that were made for like whatever purpose. Like, okay, it was a GameStop skin, as you can clearly see here, or it's a, you know, cookie skin or whatever. You know, it was a specific skin made by an artist, but you can still customize your character. Turns out that's not the case anymore. So, if you go down here to actually go into it further, so coloration along with materials and patterns. Well, let's start from the top. So the Redshift armor coating, which has clearly seen battle and looks absolutely phenomenal, can be secured by purchasing any Halo or Xbox merchandise at GameStop from November 9th to December 13th. Similar to most of our other promotions, you'll want to save your receipts and redeem the code at halowaypoint.com/redeem. We'll be able to share more specifics on this partnership in our next community update. Now let's take some time to answer the popular question, what is an armor coating? And let me just check the chat real quick. Yeah, no, Apollo Patriot, they got rid of, so that's what I'm getting into here in the article. They got rid of primary and secondary colors. So over the last few weeks, a number of different marketing promotions have started popping up around the world, with partners offering a variety of in-game customization offers in Halo Infinite. While we shifted our release to 2021, many of these programs are still proceeding this fall as planned, which lets fans redeem and bank items now. These cosmetics will be available in-game when we launch, from Mega Construct toys to Monster energy drinks to Mandala's cookies, candies, and more. Fans around the world will have opportunities to score 2 XP boosts, emblems, and armor coatings. We know folks are eager to get a better sense of what's happening out there, and we're working with our partners to pull together the specifics around these programs. Depending on the locale, there may be slightly different terms, conditions, and rewards, but these products will be staying on the shelves, and we are moving quickly to adapt to the shift in launch. Rest assured, we'll continue to communicate these programs and prizes as they come online. Admittedly, product promotions weren't how we originally envisioned sharing the first look of some of these customization elements. In our last community update, we offered a closer look at the Monarch armor coating, which is the one I just showed you here, the purple one. That's not the purple one. That's the purple one. And then a special award being offered by Mondelez USA in Canada, so you can only get it there, I guess. And before that, we shared a closer look at the Monster Energy weapon coatings, which you can see here on the right. And it's, yeah, that's, I mean, I don't really, and then we've got a lot more to share and show multiplayer and customization in Halo Infinite, blah, 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 blah. So from the beginning, player expression has been a key pillar of Halo Infinite, and to achieve these goals, the team has developed a new system, which is a powerful and flexible way to create customization content quicker and more robustly than we've ever been able to in the past. According to lead player investment designer Christopher Blom, a coating is a 7-layer shader that allows us to put any artist-authored color, material, or pattern into 7 channels and apply it to in-game items like weapons, armor, and vehicles. Yes, that's right, including vehicles. Here's an example. And coloration, so here's the big doozy. Coloration along with materials and patterns will now be baked into the coating, taking the place of primary and secondary armor color options found in prior games. While we understand that many players are fond of the previous color system, we're very excited about the breadth and scope of armor, weapon, and vehicle customization options that will be available in Halo Infinite because of the coding system. Additionally, players should expect more robust per-piece armor customization choices akin to what was available in Halo Reach versus what was offered in Halo 5 Guardians. And as we expand our customization capabilities with armor geometry, materials, colors, and textures, it's important to the team that players are given even more opportunities to express themselves within the game itself. So why can't we choose our color? You know, like, okay, we want you to express yourselves, so then why can't we choose our color? Like, I want to be able to make this. This is literally what I want to do in Halo Infinite with my guy. Like, I'll just take the base thing and make it, you know, look like Master Chief. You know, that's pretty much what I usually do. Maybe add some flair, like change one of the shoulders up, I don't know. But like, I want to be able to even do this. But nope, now you have to just hope and pray that you get that one skin that you like. Which is so bizarre, because they could have easily done something like, I was expecting something because of what they were showing when we first heard of armor coatings, and they showed us this Monarch one, and then they showed off the Redshift here. I was expecting, oh, are we gonna get like texture sliders like we did in Doom 2016? Because for anyone who's played that game, the multiplayer had armor customization where you got to choose the shoulders, forearms, legs, torso, helmet all separately. And then you got a primary, secondary color. You got a color pattern. And then you had a metallic slider and a dirt and grime, like, weathered slider. And it was really cool. You can essentially make your guy look like he's been through hell, literally, or he's, you know, fresh out of, his armor's fresh out of the assembly line. Yeah, and Apollo Patriot, no Magnum in Halo Infinite will doom us all. Yeah, that's... so there's not going to be a Magnum, at least that we know of on release, on launch. There's not going to be... the classic Magnum is not going to be there. They're replacing it with a 10mm pistol, which somehow is bigger than the Magnum. How is beyond me. Alright, Bone. It's nice that you're here. But yeah, this is just... It's a shame, too, because like that's the whole thing. It's not like, oh, this was a system added in Halo Reach, so it's only still relatively new. No, you can choose your color since Halo CE. This is going to affect machinimas, too, and that's what annoys a lot of people. And as I mentioned before, just because it's cosmetic, like, this is a perfect example of how cosmetics still affect gameplay. Because in Halo, armor customization is a huge part of Halo. ever, especially since Halo 3. That was the first time you got to actually customize the armor itself, not just color-wise, the actual armor pieces. Oh yeah, but we're also yeah, that's an example of how, like, this is the old art style. This is the original art style, 343's art style, and then they changed it up to this. Thank God. And so the Mark 7 helmet that we're seeing here, they're going to be releasing it with Halo 4 in the Master Chief Collection on PC. So you'll actually be able to use. This is the model of the helmet in Halo 4. So that's pretty cool, but still kind of sucks that we can't color our Spartan in Halo Infinite. But then again, Halo Infinite's multiplayer is now a free-to-play, to-be-determined disaster. No, the Magnum is not a 45. The Magnum is a 50 cal. The Magnum is chambered in 12.7 millimeter. Where did I put? I have an image. Hold on. There. That's an ammo pouch from Halo CE for the Magnum. It's a 40 millimeter pistol, Magnum. And now that's what we're downgrading it to whatchamface, to a little tiny freaking pistol. Come on. Also, whoever got the sizing for this is a moron. Look how big it is in Chief's hands. And it's a 10 mil. Oh, this is gonna make people vomit, so I apologize. But look how eerily similar this 5.7 looking pistol is to the High Point. I can't even say that without almost vomiting. When it looks that close to a modern day shitty weapon, why? This is Halo. It's supposed to be in the 26th century. You know, look, this is literally a comparison right here. That's the Halo 2 Magnum, which is still a 50 cal Magnum. Yeah, it's a space Desert Eagle. That's pretty much the perfect way to describe it. Like, you want proper measurements here. There, that's how big the Halo pistol, the Magnum is. You have to keep in mind, not only is this thing a 50 cal Magnum, it's also supposed to be held by 7 to 8 foot tall super soldiers clad in titanium armor. So it has to be giant. I just found this. This is funny. Yeah, I mean, look how big it is in Chief's hands. Chief is huge. My brother made a and I have it, but he made it. It's a life-size model of the plasma pistol from Halo 1. It's a life-size model. This thing's huge. It's like, you have to hold it two-handed. If it were a real weapon, it would be too heavy to hold one-handed versus like a regular sidearm. Just ridiculous. Like, and then don't even get me started on the Bulldog shotgun that they're doing. That's replacing the classic shotgun, because that is just... The classic shotgun is chambered in 8 gauge. So it's an 8 gauge shotgun. It fires 8 gauge slugs. The Bulldog that we saw in the campaign demo footage, that is going to be a 12 gauge. So why are we declining in the weapons? Makes no sense. Like when Halo 5 came out and they had the new rocket launcher, which looked identical to the rocket launcher in Doom 2016, people lost their minds because they were all pissed off about how, and rightfully so, that's not the Halo rocket launcher. It just looks like a regular rocket launcher out of like Call of Duty. And then they added the classic Spanker rocket launcher later on. But now we've got now they're doing the same thing, like they didn't learn their lesson. In Halo 5, they also got rid of the what was it? They got rid of the emblems, the ability to customize your emblems. So in Halo, you've always been able to choose like a background, foreground, and colors of your emblem. Halo 5, they just had pre-made emblems and you can only customize the color. Same with the armors. You can only customize the helmet, and that was it. It was full suits of armor and then a helmet. So it's like every Halo game made by 343, they they add some new cool features. Like Halo 4, they added Spartan Ops, which I actually enjoyed. I thought that was cool. But they took away Firefight, which was better. And I liked Firefight. And then Halo 5, it's the same thing. It's like we're getting rid of armor customization and weapon and emblem customization. So now you can only just change the colors of them. And it's just sad. And they got rid of the good thing they made in the last game and replaced it with another bad thing. They had Spartan Ops they got rid of in Halo 5 and replaced it with Warzone, which was worse. But yeah, those are the new weapons that we saw in the campaign gameplay demo from earlier in July, I believe. And here's the classic shotgun that we all know and love. The M90. It's an 8 gauge shotgun. This is what we should be using. No, because the rocket launcher in Halo 5 came out before Doom 2016. Halo 5 came out 2015, so technically they can make it the other way around, but honestly both rocket launchers look so generic that why would they? That's the whole point, is that it's a random design that you can just add bits and pieces to here and there and make it completely unique and yours, so to speak. Totally Apollo Patriot. It's Master Chief Collection's already better than Halo Infinite sounding. And it sucks because I was skeptical, but I was optimistic about Halo Infinite. And I mean, look, I was more interested in the campaign than I was the multiplayer to begin with, but that doesn't make it any less disappointing, especially since this is just another example of egregious monetization in video games. And yeah, you can make the whole argument, well, it's free to play. Okay, how much money are people going to spend in this game before they realize that I have an addiction or this or that, or like how many stories do you guys need to hear before it gets through, Like enough's enough. Can it bring back all weapons? I mean, in theory. They can, over time, I guess, they can add all the weapons to Halo Infinite. But the real question is, are they going to be in the campaign? Because that's what matters to me. In multiplayer, I don't care if they're not going to be what they usually end up doing in, like, say Halo 5, they added the Brute Plasma Rifle in Halo 5 multiplayer like 2 years after it came out, or a year after the game came out, which is fine, but it's not in the campaign. So to me, that doesn't matter really, because I want to be able to use it in the campaign, or at the very least firefight, if there is a firefight in Halo Infinite. Doesn't seem to be the case, though. So. And like, you have people defending 343, like, they didn't say that you can't color your armor if you don't select a coating, and it's like, bro, it literally says color coatings are taking place of primary secondary color system. And yeah, and he even brings up the whole emblem thing from Halo 5 and still is defending them. It's like, no, that they're going to sell everything as microtransactions, as this guy's putting it. And that's accurately so. They're going to sell everything as microtransactions. That's what the whole Battle Pass is in the Master Chief Collection, to get, which I've complained about more than once on the whole. I have this stupid Battle Pass system where I have to unlock everything in one season in order to move on to the next, even though I only want, say, like, one thing from each season. You know, like, it doesn't let me choose the armor I want. It forces me to spend my points on all of them, so that I have to, you know, it's a grind fest, which is annoying, because I just want to get the armor I want and then play with that armor, because that's how I want my guy to look. But no, they're forcing me to do this whole thing. Like, I still haven't unlocked the shoulder piece I wanted and the gold visor, and that's it. That's how it'll be done. But I still have to, like, grind it out, because you earn points, like, 2 per month or whatever, and it's really, really annoying. And I'm sure they're going to do that for Halo 4 as well. I'm kind of surprised they didn't do it for Halo 3. But that whole Battle Pass thing in the Master Chief Collection, just a test bed for Halo Infinite. Which I just find ridiculous, underhanded, and annoying. And here's another thing, like, visor colors ever since Reach was a thing. So that means that visor colors are also not just your primary and secondary color of your armor, but visor colors and everything else are now going to be tied to this whole armor coating thing, which means you can't even, you have no choice. You have no creative freedom or freedom of expression, which is what used to be the whole thing with Halo. And here's another, there's a Reddit article about it, where it's official Halo Infinite has a shader system, and that absolutely unacceptable. Yeah, to quote 343 Guilty Spark. But to be clear, I'm okay with this for weapons and vehicles. I am okay with it for patterns and textures. Those are relatively newer to player expression in Halo series and are not as important to customizing your Spartans. They monetized and players can still express themselves fine. This guy seriously needs to rework his grammar, though. Taking away our primary, secondary, and tertiary colors, however, is not fine. Color customization has been a way of player expression ever since combat evolved. It's been there even before armor customization, and restricting that was done in Halo 5 Guardians. Look how that turned out. Colors and armor pieces are fundamental aspects of player customization and expression. Everything else is more or less extra. There is no way 343 did this with the intention of expanding player expression in multiplayer, as they so claim. This is unacceptable. Edit for reference in case, for whatever unlikely reason, a 343 Microsoft employee sees this here, are monetary avenues that I'm pretty sure the community will support. At least I will. He's referring to the monetizing the vehicle and weapon skins, but not for armor. And that makes sense. Like, oh, and he's giving, okay, here's the list. Armor patterns, armor textures, weapon coatings, vehicle coatings. No, I would totally not be okay with visor colors being being monetized. Absolutely not. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be okay with any of it being monetized, but I can at least be like, okay, you know what, like, weapon skins, I don't give a shit about, so that's fine. But here's the thing, there's someone that does, and may not also may not want to pay for it. Nameplates, I don't think anyone cares about. So, and armor effects haven't been there since Halo Reach, so if they ever, even if they do come back, it should be cool. I apologize for my creaky chair. Yeah. And that's edit 3 here. He says, this is probably going to be my last edit. We'll see about that. But to the people confused of what a shader system is, a shader is a developer-made preset color palette that Destiny 1 and 2 use for player customization. Essentially, you have no control over the individual colors, just a choice of select combinations. Yeah. Hell, even what was it? Transformers Fall of Cybertron had more customization than this. Than Halo Infinite will have. That was a good game. That being said, I do want to keep an open mind still. There are some cool pros to this, like new textures and patterns for armor, weapons, and vehicles. The sacrifice of individual choice of colors is way too much of a drawback considering it's been such a fundamental piece of player customization for so long. Yeah, it has. It's been it's been part of Halo. It's been there ever since Halo has been a thing. That's why I say, like, armor, like, yeah, you can make the argument, okay, armor customization, fine, but I still want to be able to color my Spartan the way I want. I still want to make him look like a badass and without having to pay for it. And again, I can hear the whole, well, the game's going to be free to play. Except free to play is a contradiction in terms. The only free to play game is a game you've already paid for and own. For instance, I now own the Master Chief Collection thanks to all of you wonderful and generous viewers. Sorry, I was blanking on the word, but I have the game because of you guys, and it cost me $40, but now I own it. I don't have to pay anything else. I own the game, can play it whenever I want, no extra charge, no paying for online or whatever, like on the Xbox. But with this, it's fee to play, not free to play. Alright, what's the chat saying? Can Halo bring back... Oh, what? Oh, I read that. We need firefight and firefight story mode. Yes, well, that's what Spartan Ops kind of was. Spartan Ops was like a story mode firefight, which is why I liked it. I'm waiting for Halo 4 season. Paulo Patriot says, wait a couple of months ago, I got all armor for Halo Reach Pass. Okay. Yep, you probably had you probably been playing that longer than I have in terms of the Master Chief Collection. I mean, I have all the armor on the original Halo Reach, but that's because I've been playing it consistently since the day it came out. Halo is still my favorite series. Yeah, look, just because one game is bad doesn't mean it's going to make the oh, I hate this series now. I hated Halo 5, but I'm still a huge Halo fan. And that's just more of the reason why I'm really aggravated about this. Honestly, like, again, I'm also more interested in the campaign than I am the multiplayer, but that doesn't mean I'm going to ignore the problems that the multiplayer has. M. Dashley Mando, I gotta get out of here, and responsible for a bit. You responsible? Yeah, right. Have a good one, dude. I'll keep the stream going on my end. Thanks, man. Take care. Yeah, it's just, this is ridiculous, and I'm sure, and I'm glad that I'm not the only one seeing that, because this This isn't like, oh, Halo Reach only was the only game to introduce color customization and armor customization. No, not at all. It's been there since the first Halo game. It's part of Halo. You're literally taking a part of Halo away from Halo. Not to mention the whole, okay, now we have, what was it? Not the armor customization, but, alright, yeah, Halo 5's, free DLC, right? Because they had the microtransactions and the loot boxes and everything, so they made all the DLC free. Okay, fine. But this game's free to play, and they're trying to make sure it doesn't release unfinished like Halo 5 does. That being said, they keep removing features that make the game Halo. So this is probably going to be worse than Halo 5 in terms of the game itself. I mean, look, again, I haven't played the game, so I have no idea how the gameplay is. The gameplay looks fine from what I've seen so far. But at the end of the day, is the gameplay going to be enough to keep you playing, even though at the end of the day you're playing to no reward? You're playing and then it's like, okay, I'm playing and playing and playing. I'm not getting anything from my efforts. Like, say, in Halo Reach, you keep playing, or Halo 3, you keep playing and you can actually unlock armor. Same with Halo 4 even. And then when you have the whole color customization thing, Halo Online, you guys seen me play that on my channel. Halo Online, you not only have like color customization, you can choose any color in existence because you have one of the like rainbow color chart things, not just pre-selected like reds and blues and whatever. You can add color like DE7225 or whatever, right? Like that, the number color thing. Yeah, you can enter that in and that can be your color. And that's a free game made by fans. Installation 01 has better color customization. Also has better armor color customization, but that's because they decided to go, well, you can customize each individual limb, which is really cool. But yeah, this is just huge and sucks. And here, someone photoshopped the Monarch skin here to actually look like weathered and been through a few battles. Like, look, I'm fine if, like, okay, this specific skin you can't get, but you can still color your Spartan. Fine, whatever. But they're just making it to the point where you have no choice, no control or customization options at all whatsoever. That is not cool. Like, I won't be able to make this now. I really, like, when I saw this, I'm like, oh, I want to make that my guy. Like, that looks so cool. Now I can't. Because the odds are they're going to have a skin that looks like this and it's going to be behind a paywall. That's a shame. But it's okay though because it's cosmetics and cosmetics don't affect gameplay. That argument is so full of shit. What do you guys think? It's just, to quote 343, Guilty Spark himself, unacceptable, absolutely unacceptable.
Oh, hello. Wonderful news. The installation is almost complete.
Terrific.
Yes, isn't it? I have begun my simulations. No promises, but initial results indicate this facility should be ready to fire in just a few more days.
We don't have a few more days.
But a premature firing will destroy the Ark.
Deal with it.
Will destroy this installation. Unacceptable! Absolutely unacceptable! Protocol dictates action. I see now that helping you was wrong.
Yep, that sums up about everything.
Will destroy.
Well, my mouse has disappeared on me, so that's great. And no, Captain Trek, it does affect gameplay. It does. Thanks, LDG. And then they continue here. When we shared the Monarch armor render in our last update, we also saw some feedback around it looking like plastic or being too clean. While we are very excited about the return to a more classic Halo art style, as we all are, we do want to acknowledge that the nature of these work-in-progress renders is such that they aren't completely representing the base material as shown in-game with real lighting. Additionally, as you can see with the Redshift above, the overall look will also depend on the design style of each specific armor coating. We know this is a lot to wrap your head around. Sure. Particularly without being able to see it in practice, learning about some big new customization changes coming to Halo Infinite by seeing some marketing materials and reading a few paragraphs isn't ideal. But with programs already in motion and our date shifting, here we are. We also want to stress that we know some folks are likely going to be disheartened by the limited nature of some of these current programs tied to specific regions or products, but please rest assured the team has a lot of customization content planned, including items that will be earned in-game, and some of that will be earned as special rewards, i.e. Halo 5 152 Legacy reward we've mentioned in the past, whatever that is. Stay tuned, as we'll have a lot more coming, blah, 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 blah. The days of conventional Halo customization are gone. I don't know what else to say about that. And it does affect gameplay. Like, I know, it's cosmetics only. But cosmetics affect gameplay. Sometimes you would play to get a specific armor, or you want to have a specific skin when you play, because that's how you express yourself in the game. You can't really express yourself in the game through gameplay unless you're just constantly blowing stuff up, and that's how you express yourself. Sorry about that. Thanks, Bone. Take care. Yeah, this is just, to me, this isn't cool. Look, I get it, it's free to play, you need to monetize the game somehow. Or you can just sell the game separate, like, because it seems like the multiplayer and the campaign feel like two separate games at this point. So just make one like $40 and the other one the traditional 60. I don't know. Here I have an article from GameSpot talking about how Halo Infinite reveals, like, when they first revealed the whole Monarch render of the Mark 7, that the purple one I was showing off earlier. They were talking about how maybe the game's going to be, like, there was a rumor going on at the time how it's like, oh, Halo Infinite's multiplayer might release as a separate game. That hasn't been confirmed. It's just a bunch of rumors with really no evidence. I mean, for all I know, they could be true, but I haven't seen any evidence to indicate so. Here, and another comicbook.com made an article also saying Xbox boss comments on possibility of releasing Halo Infinite in multiple parts. Halo Infinite, the Xbox Series X game many people were expecting to play when the new console launches next month, still does not have a release date after being delayed to sometime in 2021. We know the game will have a campaign and a multiplayer mode, but whether those will release at the same time or in different parts is something that remains to be seen. Xbox boss Phil Spencer addressed the topic recently and said releasing Halo Infinite in multiple parts is something to think about. Oh, so there actually is something to the rumor. Assuming the Halo Infinite team can figure out a proper way to do that. Spencer addressed the idea of releasing Halo Infinite in piecemeal fashion in an interview with Kotaku that addressed the state of the game. The Bethesda acquisition, which, obviously you gotta know about this at this point. Microsoft purchased ZeniMax for like $7.5 billion or something, which ZeniMax owns Bethesda, and Bethesda owns IPs like Doom and Fallout and Skyrim and all that, and more. When asked if there were ever a chance that Halo Infinite would release in pieces with the campaign coming before multiplayer or vice versa, Spencer said the decision would ultimately be up to the head of the Halo franchise and team working on the game. Bonnie Ross, head of the Halo franchise, and the team will go into those decisions, Spencer said, but I think we want to make sure people feel like they have a Halo experience. I think we can look at options like that. He elaborated to say, I think that's something to think about, but we want to make sure we do it right. And so we're going to limit customization, which has been there since the beginning. So it sounds like releasing Halo Infinite in multiple parts isn't something that's off the table yet, but it's definitely not something you could say the team is leaning towards. Having Halo Infinite not launching with the Xbox Series X is a big blow, considering how it was the game most people were interested in when looking at the next-gen titles for the new Xbox, so getting parts of the game in hands of consumers sooner rather than later would definitely appease some buyers. The topic of releasing the game this way has been brought up before, though. Ross said previously that releasing it in pieces was an option, but that the method didn't feel like the sort of Halo release the team wanted. Whether the game releases as one full package or in different parts, Halo Infinite players can at least know that the multiplayer portion of the game will be totally free and monetized the fuck out of. Halo Infinite is coming to the Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PC platforms, also the Xbox Series S and the Xbox One X and all that, but does not have a release date yet. Okay, yeah, and that's pretty much them. That's the end of that story. Yeah, so that's that. What the hell happened to my mouse? Seriously. Like, I see that I'm moving over things and moving things, but I don't see the mouse itself. It's like there's no visual indicator, and I haven't done anything. Maybe it's Streamlabs. This is the first time I'm ever using Streamlabs, actually. Thanks, Lady Mist. Yeah, take care. Alright, I think I'm gonna end the stream here just because I think I vented enough on the whole, they're just fucking over customization and the players. So, yeah, they're gonna nickel and dime people. That's pretty much what's gonna happen. So, Halo Infinite, the game, multiplayer, it's gonna probably be awful. It's gonna be, akin to pretty much every other live service title. Campaign remains to be seen, but this is totally not. Could I be making this out to be worse than it is? Probably, but I do think that it is pretty bad and it should be boycotted. That being said, I don't think, because I've been hearing that like people are threatening 343 employees, which that is totally not cool. Like, you should never threaten people just because you don't agree with them. That's just wrong. But this isn't right. Like, this is totally Microsoft monetizing the game. Not a fan. Like, now this is making me question whether I even want to get the game altogether, which is not something I like. Obviously, the game being free, the multiplayer at least, but like Halo Infinite as a whole, I mean. That being said, I did read Shadows of Reach, so I should probably be doing a review later. In the meantime, I'm gonna figure out why the hell I have a missing mouse, which means I'm gonna kind of have to end the stream just so that I can reboot the computer. So everyone, I hope you're having a great day. Thanks so much for the congratulations, everyone. It means a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing this more often now. I just wanted to reach 100 in order to do this. Mainly that, plus using the time it took to reach 100 to research how to do this properly. So I hope that there weren't any issues or anything on your guys' end of this. But in the meantime, this has been Mando Merc of Casting the Shadows on our first YouTube live stream, and until next time, everyone have a great day, and remember to treat others how you want to.